Okay, hello YouTube. What we're going to do today is our second Aqua Regia treatment on this gold. It's been sitting filtered after the first treatment for a day. I worked on silver yesterday, and today we're going to finish this up. So here we go. So what we're going to do is start off by adding 300 milliliters of hydrochloric acid to this beaker right over the filter papers. They will dissolve. There'll be almost nothing left. We're going to go 300. Next, we're going to put a couple of mLs of concentrated sulfuric acid. This will help precipitate any lead that may be remaining in the gold. We've got about 1 1/4 ml. We're going to add nitric acid to this hydrochloric acid. And last time we used about 34. I don't know if we need that much, but we're going to start off with 7 at 3 or 21 mLs. All right, there's 21 milliliters concentrated nitric acid, 21 mLs. $21 to start. And we'll cover it and we'll let it cook. And we'll be back in a few minutes once it gets going. Okay, it's only been a few minutes. It's 11:50 in the morning right now. And just for kicks, it's at 105 degrees in the shade. But anyway, the reaction has picked up a good amount of steam. I've lowered the heat down to medium-low. There's no need for it to really boil hard. This gold has already been processed once, and that 21 mLs of nitric acid just may be enough to dissolve all the gold and the paper, but we'll see. We'll let the time go on. I'll check back in maybe 10 minutes or when the reaction stops, and we'll look at it then. Okay, it's noontime. You see the reaction is pretty much stalled. There's still a little bit of action going on inside there, but we're going to get this thing back going. We're going to add some more nitric acid. We're going to go with 6 mLs this time. 6 mLs. We're going to put it in slowly at first to make sure that we don't get a flare-up. Should get going pretty quick here, yeah. That's 3. That's 6. She started right back up, and we're gonna let that boil on medium low heat, and we'll be back shortly to check on it. Okay, it's been another 10 minutes. You can see the reaction has about stalled. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna check, see how much gold we have left to dissolve. Can't really see it from here, and I know you can't. So we're going to get a good grip on here. Okay. I'm looking and I'm seeing still gold in here, and I'm pretty sure that's where you can see it, but there's still a little bit of gold left in there. So what we're going to do is make another nitric acid addition. This time we're going to put 3 mLs in. We don't want to overshoot. So we're going to add 3 mLs concentrated nitric. See how she fires right up. As soon as it gets down to that gold, it reacts with it. And we'll let that go until either the reaction stops or there's no more gold left. So we'll be back. The time is 12:14. Okay, it's 12:35. The reaction is for the most part stalled. What we have here, we see the little bubbles popping up here, popping up here. We have 2 or 3 minuscule pieces bouncing around on the bottom of this beaker. Bubbling has stopped. They may have completely dissolved. I don't know, but give it a little stir and see if they start up again. So I'd say just everything is completely dissolved. I was waiting for those micro pieces that were in the bottom before I turned the camera back on. They're apparently just about gone. If you saw the size of them, you would laugh. I can't get them on there, but we're gonna let it cool down. Well, it's thinking about starting. I'm gonna let it go for a little while longer. It's on medium low heat, just basically simmering, and we'll let it go till it finishes. We're almost an hour into this Aqua Regia, about 50 minutes. So we'll let it go until the 1 hour mark and see what it looks like. Alright, it's 12:45. It's about 1 hour since I started this Aqua Regia. It's looking like it's about done. There may be one tiny speck in the bottom still bouncing around, causing, you know, random bubbling action. But we're gonna call it here. Whatever it is, it'll get caught in the filter, and I'll save that and do something with it later on. As of right now, I'm gonna turn off the heat, let it settle, and we'll come back in a few minutes. I'll get my filtration set up and we'll come back and filter it out. Okay, we're back. We're going to do the filtration now. I say I want to wait for this to cool off, you know, out here, but it's 112 right now in the shade, so it's not going to cool off all that much. So what I've got is, I'm going to take this down off the heat first. We'll set it in this Pyrex. Still kind of warm. Push that to the back, we don't need that. See how hot this is. Not too bad. We'll let that cool. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put some ice in here to let it cool off. Just regular city water ice. Try to get it down to a reasonable temperature. Somewhere under 112. Spot of gold on my glove. Okay, let's take care of. So we'll let that cool off. We got our filtration set up with my patented vacuum pump. Kind of funny, vacuum pump, but it works. We're going to filter that through this Buckner funnel. Put a filter paper in there and we will let it down. Get it straight. And I'm not liking this filter paper. I don't like this paper. I'm gonna go get another one. Okay, I went and got another filter paper. Let's put that one in there. See what that one looks like. Get it down a little bit. Make sure it's sealed all the way around. This is still warm. It's good, doesn't it? I don't see anything in the bottom. It's cooling off now. Yeah, it's almost drinkable. Alright, we gotta filter it. And we'll use the vacuum pump. And you can see we get a good flow. And what we do, we let it sit until the flow stops. Then we'll pull off the pump, recharge it, and give it some more vacuum. So I'll filter this all out and be back when I'm almost done. Okay, we pulled all the solution through the filter, and you can see the filter is empty, and I can't see it. Where the heck is it? There it is. The filter is empty. Nice yellow stain in there, so we're going to rinse that out. We'll just hose down the filter and the filter funnel with distilled water, and we'll try to rinse all that yellow out of there, because that yellow is gold. So we get the Arizona vacuum pump working, and we'll pull this material through. No more yellow, because the yellow is gold. Okay, the filtering is going well. We're going to remove the filter. Give it a little rinse. As you can see, it's been rinsed out well. There is a substantial amount of sediment in there. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it might be a little bit of lead, which is why we put the sulfuric acid in there to form lead sulfate if there's any lead. I want to show you this. This Aqua Regia, if you remember, compare it against the last one, had a little bit of cloudiness to it. This Aqua Regia is crystal clear. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is going to be some really high purity gold. I'd say at least 3 nines. We're going to transfer this gold solution back into this beaker. I washed it out, so we'll transfer it into there. Rinse out our flask. I'm running out of distilled water here. Hold on. Okay, I refilled my bottle. And continue to rinse this flask out. Get all the Aqua Regia solution out of here. And I think we got it all. So we have a beautiful solution, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to go into the next step, which is dropping the gold from solution with sodium metabisulfite, SMB, aka stump out. Okay, we're back. The next step in this refining is to drop the gold out of solution using sodium metabisulfite, which that's what stump out is, sodium metabisulfite, SMB. So this is cool. We're going to use the stump out and drop out the gold. Done this before. We're going to do it many times. We take one spoonful of SMB and we'll sprinkle it in. That is the most awesome thing, is when the gold drops out of solution. The SMB, from what I know, when you add the SMB to the chloroauric acid, it creates sulfur dioxide, and the sulfur dioxide is what actually makes the gold come out of solution. And once it comes out of solution, the gold is very heavy and it falls to the bottom of the beaker. It's looking pretty good so far. One second. Okay, I'm back. We just had a power failure here, so I had to start up my generator, and let's get back to this. We'll add some more S&B. Got a nice white foamy head. We're going to put one more spoon in. That should do it. We're going to let that settle for sulfur is gassy. We'll let that settle for a little while and we'll come back and look at it in maybe a half hour, hour or so. But looks pretty good right now. Okay, it's been 5 or 10 minutes. The material is starting to settle out. You can see it in the bottom. It looks like it's caramel colored. We do have our power back. I went next door, checked with a neighbor. They also had the power went out. My wife went to another neighbor, their power went out, and when we were checking, it came back on. So we have our power back. Just a brownout. Who knows what it is? But anyway, I still have my generator on. I'm going to let it run for a little while just in case it decides to trip again. Besides, my generator needs to be exercised once a month anyway, so we'll let it run. It's only good for it. So anyhow, like I said, it's only been about 10 minutes. It's settling nicely, and we'll come back once it clears up. By the way, I just wanted to add, I'm sitting out here on my patio doing this, and as you can see, inside the house it's 84 degrees. Outside the house, right where I'm sitting on the patio, 116 degrees. And this is my fan that I have blowing the fumes away from me. My tripod, I put my camera on. My hookah, my project, and my thirst quencher. my little table that I work on. That's it. Low budget operation. My gold looks good. It's going to be nice. Alright, we're out here. Our gold has been sitting for at 6 o'clock, so good 3 hours. Looks like it cleared up really nice. It's really pretty looking. What we're going to do is we're going to check if there's any golden solution at first. We're going to do a stannous test. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure our stannous is still good. So we'll get some, should be able to see that, get some test solution on the filter paper. And take some stannous chloride, put a few drops on it. And you can clearly see that it is turning brown. So our solution is good. Positive for gold. Now we're going to check the solution. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to dip the filter paper in there. And we'll put some stannous chloride on it. And as you can see, the test is an absolute negative. Solution test, it's 1 grain per 100 milliliters. This is our solution from the second Aqua Regia SMB dropout. No gold in solution. It's all down the bottom. Now, and it is really beautiful. So we're ready to filter this. And it's too damn hot. I don't know if I want to do it right now. It might come out a little bit later when it cools off. I mean, yeah, I know it's only 114 right now, but maybe we'll wait till it gets down to 105, something like that. It'll make it more better to work out here. So anyway, that's where we're at, and filtration will be next. Alright, what we're going to do now, it's time to filter out this finished product. So we just got to filter it down, pull the gold out of the solution so we get just the gold powder. So we have 1,000 milliliter flask, drip funnel, and a round filter paper that I fluted. And see if we can find an opening. Okay, so it makes a nice fluted design. You just put the filter paper into the funnel and get it wet so it kind of stays put. Get it to open up nicely. Now we're going to start pouring this gold solution into here, and here we go. This process is going to take a while, but we're going to run all the solution through the filter till we get to the gold down at the bottom. So we'll be back. This is kind of interesting. I figured I would show this. I mean, I'm just pouring solution, but if you notice the gold, how it's staying together in kind of a cake in the beaker. Looks like a hockey puck. If you can see it. But it's staying together in a nice cake. So I mean, it's really settled out nicely. And we'll let this drain and we'll come back. Oh, we're getting down to the bottom now. I just filled up the funnel one more time. I want to show you the nice big cake of gold in the bottom of the beaker. This will be going into the funnel on the next pour. Okay, let's see if we can get this gold in there now. Find a nice open spot to dump it into. Careful than that. Pure gold metal. I'm going to need a bigger funnel. Okay. Got it all in without an accident. I won't give this beaker a rinse. With that drain. And we'll come back. Okay, it's all drained down pretty good. What I'm going to do now is give it a rinse or two with hydrochloric acid, and that will wash the gold very nicely, better than with just distilled water. And that'll remove any metals or any other impurities that may have been in the solution. It may have been liquid in the solution that got caught up in the gold. We'll give a couple of HCl rinses. So there's the first one dripping. Alright, we did 2 hydrochloric acid rinses, and I rinsed it once with distilled water. We're going to rinse it one more time with distilled water, and it should be ready. It should be done. So I rinsed some of the acid off it. Let's see if we can get you to get a good look at that. There is our gold. Really clean, nice caramel colored. Tell you, it looks better. It looks better in person than it does on camera. Figures the dog would bark now. He's always got to get his 2 cents in. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. We'll get a weight later on after it dries, and we'll get this stuff melted up for you too in a future video. Thanks for watching.